welcome to the special show on CNN-IBN, OP Jindal Global University presenting global careers in law, in business and in international affairs. Of course, quality education and higher education is a big challenge, especially if you're trying to develop a population that is globally competitive. Over the past many years, we've seen many institutions mushroom in this country. But the question is, are they really putting out students that are up to the mark? Today, we're taking a closer look at the OP Jindal Global University. And of course, it's positioning itself as a globally competitive institution. So let's take a look at what it has to offer, who are the people that are teaching there, and what the goals of the university are. I will start by first introducing Professor C. Rajkumar. He's the Vice Chancellor of the OP Jindal Global University. He's also the Dean of the Global Law School at the university. Professor Sri Ram Sundar Cholia, he's the Vice Dean of Jindal School of International Affairs. After that, of course, Dr. Michael J. Barnes. He's a professor and the Vice Dean of the Business School at the university. And Dr. Sanjeev P. Saini, Professor, Jindal Global Business School, and also the Head of Education for the Jindal Group. Welcome to the show. I just want to start this discussion by asking that first question that I have, which is, when we talk about a global university, what exactly are we talking about? And specifically, in terms of the institution that all of you are involved with, what is it providing to be part of that platform?
The vision of OP Jindal Global University is to promote global curriculum, global courses, global faculty, global research and global interaction. One of the aspects of vision as we develop this university is to address an important issue related to quality in teaching and research in India. If you look at the global situation as far as development of universities are concerned, India does face a crisis in higher education because even the best of our universities in India today do not match up to the global expectations when it comes to their involvement in research.
When we are talking about a global university here in India, what is it that the OP Jindal Global University is actually providing those students, according to your perspective?
Thank you. Well, I think from the point of view of the business school, which I'm heading at the moment, the most important thing for India right now, as it becomes a global superpower, is in the business sphere for the managers to be able to compete on the global platform. And in order to do that, in my experience and in my observation, what is needed is a vast improvement in global awareness.
I think it's important to also discuss what a global skill set really means, and also the realities of combining theory with application, because I think that is one of the global challenges you face anyway, but especially when you're going to be globally competitive, it is something that we have to talk about. What has your experience been so far in terms of trying to streamline those two?
It is the talk of the country today that the academia and industry interface is missing. In fact, in most of the B schools, we have seen that the industry interface, not many industrialists are going to the B schools and taking the classes, and the people who are teaching there are also not having enough experience of the industry. And most of the times it is like solving the case studies. What we want is basically the solving of the situations.
I just want to take a good look at the OP Jindal Global University and really what it has to offer. We're just going to take our viewers there for a minute. Do stay with us.
As the world is contracting into a global village, higher education in India is going through a metamorphosis. In one of the fast-progressing cities of Haryana, Sonipat, the OP Jindal Global University is at the heart of this change, providing education with a global outlook. Spread over 60 acres, this global university offers many full-time undergraduate and postgraduate courses in the fields of law, business management and international affairs. But you would be wondering what really distinguishes this global university from any other university. Starting with academics, classroom learning here is quite high-tech and more interaction-based. Students make presentations on important topics daily and even attend virtual classes.
We are video conferencing with the students from Michigan Law, so it's an interactive course for both the schools.
The faculty includes scholars from all over the world, including top-notch universities like Harvard and Oxford. With international tie-ups with many renowned universities like Yale and Cambridge, the students ought to get some global exposure here. Beyond academics, students are encouraged in their entrepreneurial pursuits. Take, for example, this cafeteria, entirely run and managed by the students themselves. And it was their brainchild. With students residing on campus, their healthcare is given immense importance here. So there are round-the-clock medical facilities available and a well-equipped gym for them. Students taking admission here are promised an international learning experience.
Okay, so that is pretty great looking infrastructure, I must say. But what I'd also like to ask you about is, what are some of the key concerns that you find students who pursue higher education here have?
I think employability is a very critical factor for anybody who's pursuing higher education, and I think we should not underestimate the importance of it. One of the most important objectives of university education is to essentially train people who can pursue different careers in life. But also along with that, we need to recognize that the education that any university offers is well-grounded and multidisciplinary in many ways.
Okay, well, in terms of the career opportunities that are available at the university, how are those being promoted towards the student community? I'm going to ask Professor Cholia this.
We have developed a future diplomats development program that mentors students right from the first semester to think about what stream of international affairs they are most interested in terms of making a career. So the attempt here at the School of International Affairs is to give them the analytical tools and the skill sets to be able to intern at a number of these organizations and to eventually make full-fledged careers in these.
So Professor Rajkumar, is there a special distinguishing program that you offer at the Jindal Global Law School that you can tell us about?
Yes, the Jindal Global Law School is strongly committed to providing what we call as global legal education. And this aspect of global legal education is connected to how we can structure a curriculum whereby we can fulfill the regulatory requirements of India and to teach law students in India about Indian law, but also infuse a fair amount of comparative and international law in the study of law itself. And this is possible only if we have faculty with outstanding academic qualifications as well as work experience from other parts of the world. We have a Columbia Law School student right now, a student at our law school. We are going to have our students go and spend some time in these law schools. We have a student of ours who's right now at the Queen's University School of Law in Canada. Okay. We have a group of students from Jindal who are right now part of a class whereby a professor from Michigan Law School is teaching at Jindal, and 20 students are at Ann Arbor, part of this sort of global classroom experience.
So there's this exchange that's taking place, but we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be taking a closer look at the business program at the university. Do stay with us. Welcome back to this special program on the OP Jindal Global University. We were just focusing a little bit on the law school. I just want to take our viewers in their attention in terms of what is actually happening in the business school at the university. Dr. Barnes, really, how relevant is going to business school given the current situation in terms of globalization?
I think it's actually more relevant than it ever has been for people who are going to be practitioners in business to go that further step and not to rush out of college and take the first job that's wavered in front of their noses.
Okay.
Because of this globally competitive situation that everybody is faced with, it is really necessary to learn those skills, the tools and techniques, not just the hard skills of analytical tools, but the soft skills, being able to appreciate different cultures and being able to appreciate multiple perspectives.
What has your experience been in terms of consolidating